Hi everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries, and I use they, them pronouns. So if you didn't know, April is National Poetry Month, and I usually try to talk about some of our books of poetry and novels and verse that we have in our young adult collection. So we're going to do that again, and I'm going to try to highlight ones I haven't talked about before, ones that are new. There are a lot. This is just a fraction of what we have. So yeah, if you've never read a book of poetry and you might be like, I'm not into it, well, you should definitely check out these because I feel like, well, I haven't read most of them. The ones I have read, YA, they're very impactful and relevant and really get you in the feels. So we're gonna get started with our poetry first and then move on to our novels and verse. And I'm not going to really talk too much about them, but I'm just going to kind of show you what we've got. So you have Poemhood, our Black Revival. And this one, I thought it had art. It does not, but just to kind of show you some pages. Black Girl, You Are Atlas. This one does have really gorgeous artwork in it. My Mother's Heart. And, we've got some cool pages like this going on. And some poems. Knucklehead. This is pretty cool. Kind of let you see inside. So I love the way that so many young adult books of poetry combine art and poems. Then we have The Unboxing of a Black Girl. It's just kind of you see. And yeah, I don't know. I just love seeing the formatting of poetry. How the text plays with space, the layout and everything. It's really good. Okay, so those are my books of poetry. Then we have some novels and verse. This one is brand new. When We Ride by Ogle. So it's kind of pretty short poems, sort of kind of sticking to kind of like a column kind of words. So My Ride or Die. And these are also a lot of these are new. Wild Dreamers. And some of them were on the ALA Youth Media Awards. Some of them are on the new Georgia Peach Book Awards list. Just showing you some more pages. And, with those lists, we try to get as many of the books as possible to have them available. Light Enough to Float. So we got pages here. And I don't know, I should probably just give you read a little bit of the summary. This one said, Evie has just barely acknowledged that she has an eating disorder when she's admitted to an inpatient treatment facility. Now her days are filled with calorie loading, therapy sessions, and longing for home, for control, and for the time before her troubles began. As the winter of her treatment goes on, she gradually begins to face her fears and to love herself again, with the help of caregivers and of peers who are fighting their own battles. Sounds really good. Okay, we have Bright Red Fruit. And this one said, Bad girl, no matter how hard Samira tries, she can't shake her reputation. She's never gotten the benefit of the doubt, not from her mother or the aunties who watch her like a hawk. Still, Samira is determined to have a perfect summer filled with fun parties, exploring DC, and growing as a poet, until a scandalous rumor has her grounded. That's when Samira turns to a poetry forum for solace, and that's when she catches the eye of an older, charismatic poet named Horace. For the first time, Samira feels wanted, but soon she's keeping a bigger secret than ever before. In this gripping coming-of-age novel, Samira must find the balance between honoring her family, her artistry, and herself amid a dangerous new relationship that could threaten everything she wants to achieve. Oh my goodness. It's intense. Then we have Where the Heart Should Be. This is like a historical novel in verse. In 1846, Ireland is starving. Nell's job as a scullery maid in the big house is the only thing keeping her family fed, as the potato crops fail and her father can't find work. That's when she sees Johnny, the tall stranger in the village where she knows everyone and everyone knows her, the English heir to the lord of the house. And Johnny sees her too. It's dangerous territory for an Irish girl and an English boy to fall in love. Tragedy is sure to strike, but his dark eyes, his quiet voice, his humor, his kindness, his hands, isn't taking risk what life is for. Then we have Sunrise Nights. And this one kind of mixes up like poetry and prose. One chance encounter, two yearning souls, three chances to get it right. Florence is losing her eyesight. Everything she's worked for as a dancer is being taken from her. Now she's reckoning with an uncertain future. Jude's family is going through painful changes. He's most comfortable behind the camera. It's the only time he feels in control. Without it, his thoughts spiral. When the two meet on the last night of Sleepaway Arts Camp, they seize the moment and set out together, talking and exploring the town until sunrise. Their one rule, when the sun comes up, they part ways. No calls, no texts, nothing. At least until next summer. Okay. We have Sink. This has a really long summary. Twins Storm and Lake have always been in perfect sync. Growing up, they could always tell what the other was thinking or feeling. Together, they weathered the pain of their mother's neglect and abuse before finally being turned over to the state at the age of 10. For the next 7 years, they bounced from foster home to foster home, sometimes placed together but mostly apart. It's now years since Storm has heard news of Lake, and he wonders how she's doing, if she's still acing her classes, if someone baked her a cake for her 17th birthday, if she's safe like Storm finally is with his foster dad, Jim. He hopes she has someone in her corner like Storm has in his girlfriend, Jaden, the first person he truly feels he can trust in a long time. But that's all upended when Jaden is sexually assaulted by an ex. It pushes Storm over the edge, landing him back in lockup, and he fears this time it will be for good. Lake thinks about Storm too. Is he happy? Is his foster situation as weird and wonderful as hers? Lake's new foster parents are uber religious and strict, and living in their house is only bearable because of her fellow foster Parker, who is beautiful and charming, but also impulsive and struggling with her own past trauma. When Lake's fosters catch the girls in a compromising position, they run away with only $60 to their name and no real plan. Soon they're living on the streets. More lost than she's been, Lake remembers Storm's promise to protect her and wonders where he is now. Oh my gosh. Very intense. If you don't know, Ellen Hopkins likes to write some pretty, gritty, realistic novels in verse about, a lot of the struggles that teens go through. And then I don't have time to do the summaries for these, so I'm just going to show them. We've got Salt the Water. Right here. We have Kween, which is also a mix of poetry and prose. And then last of all, we have An Impossible Thing to Say. And yeah, this one is just poetry. So yeah, hopefully you can come by the library this month or anytime at all and check out some of these novels in verse and books of poetry. And if you ever need recommendations, just let me know. See y'all next time.